Inhumans. This is my review of Inhumans, Season 1, Episode 2, called Those Who Would Divide Us. And essentially what this episode is about is that the whole royal family is scattered throughout Hawaii, and they're trying to find a way to sort of regroup back together. And while that's going on, Black Bolt is arrested, and his brother sort of continues on his quest to take over as king. And this was a really interesting and really sort of great episode that did do a good job of picking up where the last episode left off, and had a really interesting story to it, because a lot of it was just dedicated to them sort of figuring out what they're going to do now that they're on Earth. And it was especially interesting with Medusa on her sort of quest to try and find Black Bolt, and them communicating back and forth with one another. And I really did enjoy that one sort of moment where Medusa was looking for any sort of sign while she was talking to Black Bolt that he was okay and that he was listening to her. And because of the fact that he can't speak, he decided to make his reply just his heartbeat. And I just thought that that was a really sort of perfect moment for the two of them. And then I really enjoyed all the moments with Gorgon and him sort of deciding that he's not just gonna sit around and or hide or wait for someone to come and get him to bring him back to Atlantean. He was gonna stand his ground and he was gonna fight for what he believed in and fight for his king and stuff like that. And just I really enjoyed that, and I really enjoyed him sort of meeting up with these humans and sort of making a connection with them. Just all that was really, really kind of fun to me. Then all the moments with Karnak were very interesting, with him, them like sort of showing a bit more of his abilities. And I'm a little disappointed that they haven't gone to the background with Karnak where he has these abilities but he has no inhuman abilities. Or I'm very curious to know if they have given him inhuman abilities, because in the comics he has these skills and stuff that he can predict and all this stuff, but he chose to never go through Terrigenesis. So I'm wondering if that is true still with the show, because they haven't really talked about that. And with that, I'm also very curious to know what all they're doing with Maximus, because also in the comics he does have inhuman abilities and stuff like that. He just keeps them very hidden, very secret for the longest amount of time until he eventually does take over like he's doing now. So I'm very curious to know if they're just skipping over all that bit of him having powers, because they seem to be going in such detail and such things to talk about how he's human and he's not inhuman, and that the Terrigenesis instead turned him human and stuff like that. So I'm very curious to know what they're actually doing with all these characters, because there's so many little bits and pieces that seem to differ that are really starting to kind of confuse me. And then all the moments with Crystal were alright, with Maximus trying to sort of get her to be on his side and get her to talk to the people and convince them to let Maximus be king. So that was very interesting. And then I really enjoyed the moment with Maximus sort of going in the mines and sort of talking to a bunch of the different people to sort of try and figure out what he needs to do to get everyone to agree with him. And then the moments with Black Bolt were really fun and really interesting, with him just not really understanding what is okay and what isn't, and him doing really whatever he wants when he just can't do that. So then all of what he did do sort of came back to bite him when he did sort of face off against a bunch of cops and eventually get arrested. And it was very interesting and very weird how everyone seemed to continue to push him to try and get him to speak. And then when he eventually did sort of start signing and stuff to them, they just didn't really register, oh hey, maybe he can't talk. They just kept pushing it and sort of were like, alright, if he's not talking, at least he's agreeing with us and stuff like that. So that was a little annoying and a little weird, but okay. And then just overall, this was a very interesting and really entertaining episode that was a good episode in itself, but was very much, like I thought, a continuation of the last episode, and sort of wrapping stuff up there while also carrying on with the story for the next episodes. So yeah, that's my review of Inhumans, Season 1, Episode 2, called Those Who Divide Us. So yeah,